Hello there, you, and welcome to an Imperial Guard artillery installation that's been tasked with defending this reservoir from a greenskin probing attack. Will the Imperials be able to hold the line, or will the war consume all in its path? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the battle. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's invasion. The Greenskins launching a full-on probing attack here, testing out the defenses of the dam site. Now, the Imperial Guard, unfortunately, don't have that many troops here to defend the location, only about 75,000. We have got some conscript reinforcements from the back line, trying to make their way forward to support and try to countercharge the Greenskin horde. But at the moment, just poor Imperial conscripts, as always, on the front line. They're going to be the first bait here for the Greenskins to throw themselves against. Now, they have got to try and defend this dam as best as they can, holding this heavy plateau, where you can see that the Death Corps are currently holding it next to some Creed here. Kriege. Whoa, no, that's completely wrong. They're not the Krieg. Oh my gosh. For a second there, I forgot that they were called Cadians. I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking of the guy from The Office, the bald guy named Creed. I don't know why he popped into my head, but yeah, and then I got confused with the Krieg. Oh, that's weird. But look at this magnificent horde here, making its way into the Imperial lines bit by bit as the artillery sends them skimming through the air. Absolutely magnificent stuff. We have got lemon Russies here as well, adding zesty power to that front line. God, that's pretty gruesome. But look at this, though. The Orks are making their way through bit by bit, creating a really big gap in the Imperial line, actually. The artillery needs to work overtime if it really wants to do any damage here. Oh, man. The poor Imperials taking stupendous losses. That's the life of a conscript for you, quite frankly. They never stood a chance. Hopefully, though, that the Cadians and the rest of the Death Corps over here can help can help hold back the Greenskin tides. Now, like I said, we have got a countercharge coming in the form of more conscripts. These guys are going to be trying to engage in melee here and hold back the hordes. But is it going to be enough? It does look like most of the lower conscript line has been chewed up and spat out. Our second conscript line is holding out really nicely at the moment, though. Imperials coming up to 75,000 kills. The Orks have got about 12,000 under their belts. But they have decimated that front conscript line. There's nothing left as the goo of their own teammates makes its way down into the inner workings of the city there. Oh, that's absolutely magnificent. Look at all that. Should call them O.J. Simpson because they are the juice. And it's just even more pouring down. That's absolutely gruesome. Oh man, the Orks here, slowly being turned into sushi by the Imperial guns. Now we have got overlapping firepower. Oh my god, talk about point-blank artillery shots. But yeah, we have got overlapping firepower here from the Kriegs and the Cadians, which is going to make it extremely difficult here for the Orks to actually push through. But again, Orks are getting them Storm Boys to our front line, invaluable units to the Orks. If the artillery hits them, there's a good chance that they can actually survive. So there we go, look at that. Couple of the Storm Boys here managed to survive the artillery hit, and they get blasted into the center of the Imperial Guard lines where they're able to disrupt the firepower. But again, slowly but surely, Orks trying to chew their way through the second conscript line here. The Imperial Guard countercharge on the flanks, largely unsupported as well in the distance, one might add. All the firepower is focused onto this front line. Now, the plateau, though, of course, to the Imperials, very, very valuable, offering them a really good overview of the entire battlefield here. And that artillery is taking full advantage where it can. Oh, man. Looks like some of the Lehman Russies there have already been overwhelmed just a little bit. The Orks now slowed down the roll. As soon as they've met the Cadians and the Kriegsmen, their advance has been slowed down just a little bit now. Being held in place. We have got, again, more conscripts trying to countercharge through the masses here to greet the Greenskin horde. Oh my god, look at that horde. That's such a cool sight, man, watching the Orks just come storming over a hill like that. The boys ready for a stomping. There was some crumping over the hill. That, again, Imperial artillery, though. Magnificent to watch in action, just sending things scattering through the stratosphere. Like that. Oh, magnificent stuff. More orcs here going on a holiday. Oh, look at this dude. He's getting focused down heavy there. More and more orcs, though, getting tossed through the air. You've got to absolutely love it. But the orcs are taking stupendous losses trying to achieve this. We're at 160,000 losses almost now for the orcs. They have killed 33,000, almost half of the Imperial Guard defenders. And look at this. Some orcs decided to wear purple today. And they're trying to sneak around the back. However, the Imperial Guard have noticed them because unfortunately for them, they're not purple. And now we get an Imperial Guard countercharge trying to make a front line here to meet the Greenskins who have made their way across the riverbed. But it kind of feels like some of the orcs are getting a bit thinned out. Look at this. Nowhere near as many orcs now pushing this front line as there was just. Are the orcs going to have enough units to be able to capitulate this plateau and capture it from the Imperials? I'm not quite sure, man. There's a lot of losses they've taken now. And they're getting thinned out massively before they get to that front line. Except that overlapping firepower from the Imperials and Cadians is not to be trifled with. But again, orcs are totally undeterred, not caring about the insane losses that they're taking. All they care about is getting to that front line and having a good stomp. Look at this, the bodies are really starting to pile up as well now. Oh man, how are we doing on this side with the orcs? Oh yeah, it looks like they're taking a little bit of a beating here. But this could be good, you know. We have got now split firepower coming from that plateau. Not all of it is concentrated at the front lines anymore. So this could actually be quite good for the orcs over this side. The orcs here with 89,000 units remaining. They really need to start outflanking the... Yeah, I was just about to say, they need to start outflanking the Imperials, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing now on our far flank. So maybe what we're going to get then is this weird little surge. So I do think that the orcs might be able to clear up all these Imperial Guardsmen here. Certainly feels like there's enough orcs in the area. But they are getting siphoned off as well, though, into this defensive line. It's almost like the orcs have got a split force now. We've got one on this side of the field and one on that side. In fact, it's almost split in three, considering that we've got another force coming around this way. Again, they've been taking a lot of losses, and the Imperials are just trickling reinforcements into this line, ensuring that it doesn't push too far forward. And that's worked out really well for them so far. A lot of the orcs over this side getting stuck actually trying to get around the cliff. They're just packed in like sardines and they can't move. More and more orcs keep joining the queue at the back. That's how you can tell orcs are British. They all queue up for the fight. Man, yeah, look at that though. Getting thinned out heavily on this flank. Orcs really need to capitulate the Imperial Guard round here to actually have a chance. They're taking stupendous losses here, and the kill counter is really starting to catch up. The Imperial, 16,000 left. Orcs with 60. It is still all to play for, though. Again, a large chunk of these Imperials are actually in conscript form, as in melee conscripts, so the Orcs can have a good old fight there. But they're just playing distraction tactics at the moment. The Orcs getting distracted by the Imperials charging forward, and they're just piling up the corpses beneath their feet. Again, Imperial artillery really doing its work, helping disrupt the thicker formations of Orcs. But it does look like, though, that the Orcs are making a little bit of ground on this side. Not as many Imperials now being thrown at this front line, though. There we go. Another large group being flung at it. But is it going to be too late here? Orcs, 48,000 remaining. That kill counter is starting to really catch up with them. And I've got to say, I think the Orcs really need to get this group gone. I've said it a few times now, but they're starting to really run out of reinforcements, man. They can't keep up this two-pronged assault for much longer, and they really need to keep this firepower of the Cadians here distracted from being able to lend it to this front line. Because otherwise, the Orcs are just going to have no chance of getting up here. Like I said, they're all getting bogged down by being stuck on this cliff face, basically. Oh, man. Oh, man. And that artillery is just raining down. But it doesn't look like the group has been enough yet to deter the Orcs on this side. Like I said, we're starting to get this dichotomy now where the firepower is just being delivered to three different areas of the battlefield. Oh, look at that. We've got a massive group of Orcs over there still. And we're going to have a big surge coming in. 34,000 against 10. It's a 3-to-1 ratio now in favor of the Orks. But the Orks are on the offense here. And the rules of war typically say that to perform offensive operations, you'd need a 3-to-1 advantage over your enemy to have success. So, I mean, according to real world war, the Orks are still in with a chance. They have got that 3-to-1 advantage. But how it's deployed is going to be a very different matter because, yeah, it looks like a lot of the Orks are actually still stuck in the village down this part here. Again, a nice flanking maneuver that we've got coming in. But this is basically the be-all and end-all of it for the Orks now. If they're not successful with this flanking assault, I don't think it's going to actually happen for them. The more and more of these cadians that they can take out, the better, because the cadians on this battlefield actually have a lot of firepower. Probably one of the strongest last rifles here on the field. And man, look at that. You can tell the Orks are getting melted as they push into them. Again, artillery lending its fire support to that front line. But we've only got a trickle of units coming in for the Orks on the other sides now. We did have a big force on this side, but again, Imperial's able to just trickle enough reinforcements in to hold them in place, allowing them guns to focus that firepower. Very effective tactic here for the Imperials. And I do think, oh man, look at that. I do think that we're taking so many losses here with the Orks that it's just going to be almost impossible. They're losing that 3-to-1 advantage rapidly, especially with that Imperial artillery, man. But it is not over yet. We're almost coming down to a 1-to-1. 7,000 defenders, 10,000 Orks. Come on, Orkies. You can get this. Get them, you zoggers. That's it. Keep pushing around. Get that firepower distracted from up there. That's what you really want to do. The more and more firepower that can be distracted from the big surge on the other side, the better chance we get. Oh. Never mind. I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that means it's pretty much over for the Orks at this point. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to let the last couple of units trickle in here. We're just going to hit a little time-lapse camera. Because I don't think the Orks are actually going to do it now. They're actually under force, but we've still got a lot of units coming in. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I think it's safe to say that the poor old Orkies didn't really manage to get that far. The poor, oh man, the overlapping firepower, actually, from the Cadians and the Death Corps is stupendous. Like, it is a heck of a challenge for any army to be able to get through that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ending this one here today, I think. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. While you're at it, go ahead and get your very own Death Before Dishonor hoodies. Available in the Chaotic Pinky store now. Links in the description below. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.